Hi everybody, welcome to Pali Online. I'm dealing with a topic, a very crucial topic of public interest, and this has to do with why Pali Global is of the considered view that the African youth unemployment situation is a self-imposed one. In other words, we think that it is an artificial creation, and I'm going to advance 3 solid grounds to make a case or justification of why we think that it is not natural. Chief among these 3 solid reasons include: number 1, we believe that there are several untapped, unharnessed sectors of the economy. If I'm to use the Ghana situation as a case study, this is what we termed the virgin zones of our economy, battling with a staring data of 12% youth unemployment in the face of over 50% of underemployment. Come to think of it, right now as we speak, the Ghana tertiary gross enrollment ratio is 18.8%. This is what it literally means. Puts the institutes of journalism, all the technical universities, the tertiary institutions together in Ghana, put all of them together. All the graduates in these institutions make up a population of 18.8%. Critical question is, where does the 80% of the Ghanaian youth go in terms of viable places of employment? The eminent justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Paul Bafuboni, is on record recently advocating for what he calls amendment to the laws, the existing laws, or to be flexible with the existing laws, to introduce a career magistrate program whereby even graduates with non-law degree can have some preparatory courses and become practitioners as magistrates, judges in our circuit courts. This is a typical instance of lack of critical thinking. We are in a situation whereby the justice delivery system suffers because of lack of human resource, and we have graduates who are not finding job, and we have laws enacted impeding the way for flexibility. Again, the Pali online research has indicated that a country like Canada use the services of paralegals. That is to say that people who do not have full law background but a little appreciation, a certificate, a diploma program in law, assisting people who are full-fledged lawyers or legal practitioners in discharging their duties. So critical question Pali Online is asking is that what prevents the government of Ghana from taking leadership to make sure that we have career magistrates, we have paralegals, graduates who can take courses into legal studies and assist with justice delivery in our country. That is why we are of the view that our unemployment situation is a self-imposed one. It is as a result of poor or deficit thinking in our developmental agenda. We are calling for what we call public sector employment audits. It is high time Ghana commission a public sector employment audit. It will bring to revelation that, for instance, in the UN best practices, a doctor-patient ratio is 1 doctor 400 population. In the UN convention, 1 policeman is supposed to be matched with about 800 people. Have Ghana met it? If we have not met it, it shows that there's a gap in our human resource. So where is the unemployment coming from? And I've said that 18.8% data suggests that all the tertiary institutions in Ghana combined together, that is how everybody that enroll in the tertiary education comes up to 18.8%. Yes, still, out of this 18.8%, we have an unprecedented level of graduate unemployment. For instance, in 2018, ISE did a publication and a report, and it indicated that it is going to take literally between 8 to 10 years for the average Ghanaian graduate, university graduate, to land a job. Aside ISE's report from Legon, I have a friend who completed Central University in 2010, and he is a beneficiary of NAPCO, meaning that if NAPCO had not been rolled up, the gentleman will still be in the house. This is how serious our youth unemployment situation looks like. As a pragmatic way forward, Pali is asking government to do a thorough public sector employment audit. Number 2 is our attitude to blue-collar jobs. In other words, hard skills, jobs that requires hardcore skills. Our orientation as a people, we do not give respect to drivers. We think that if you are driving, you are a school dropout. We do not give respect to plumbers. We do not give respect to artisans. We do not give respect to mega jobs. Zoom Lion, staff or people who clean up the spaces and the marketplace, the street, etc. However, if you go to the advanced world, those that we purporting to emulate their example, if you go to the advanced world, you come to realization that in these countries, to be a driver is a dignified profession. When I traveled small to Europe, it was interesting to find that you have bus drivers, commercial bus drivers, who put on their suits, just like the bank manager, and they are highly dignified and respected. The people that find themselves in the space of artisan, they do artisan works, the carpentry, the mechanical people, those who are into mechanical things, seamstresses, beauticians, etc. Those who sew, they are highly respected in the advanced country. But when we come here, people will discard, people will not even encourage their family folks to take driving as a profession, to take carpentry, to take masonry as a profession. And we are doing a hard disservice to ourselves. So Pali thinks that we need a social reorientation, we need a change in mindset, in behavior. You will be shocked that in the early 2000s, I hosted a professor from the United States of America. She's a full-blown professor, a female professor, and she was excited to talk to me about her husband, who is a carpenter. And she was excited talking about that. And I said to myself, I didn't tell her, but I said in my head that if it was in Ghana, the parents would discourage this professor from marrying a carpenter. In fact, society will laugh at you that a whole professor and you've gone for a carpenter. I mean, we need a social reorientation. We have to reorient our mindset about jobs, about driving. No wonder we are being killed. No wonder data suggests that over 2,500 Ghanaians lose their life on the road every year because we have left driving for, excuse my language, school dropouts and people that we think they have no value to society. And this is our issue. In going forward, let's orient ourselves that every job, as soon as it's decent, as soon as it's acceptable legally, every job matters, and every job is decent, and every job that can put bread and butter on the table has to be embraced. Then finally, the third chief reason is that we do not support enterprise. The Ghanaian structure, the African structure, the environment, the atmosphere does not support people with ideas, talents, the capacity to bring innovation. As long as we continue not to be receptive to people whose idea can multiply employment, whose idea can bring a lot of people, put bread and butter on the table of a lot of people, because either they are not political appendix of the administration of the day, we will continue to wallow. When resources are made available by the state, COVID Relief Fund, National Small Scales and Business, NBSSI Fund, this fund, that fund, that fund, immediately these funds do not go to the right people. The people who have the genuine concepts, who have the creative mindset, people who have the proven track record, and people who, when the resources are given to them, they'll be able to multiply it and expand their scope and employ more youth, are not given support by the state. In fact, to call a spade, these government interventions often go to the wrong hands. It goes to people who have no idea. It goes to people who do not have the proven track record, and they have no idea of what they are doing. And they end up misapplying the funds, and it never gets to its intended purpose. If we do not change this, it's going to be hard. Now, what is the way forward? The way forward is that whenever there's an intervention by the state of Ghana, let us not approach it with a partisanship approach or a partisanship orientation. Let us look for the right people with the right mindset, with the right attitude, with the right concepts, and if we do that, they are going to be expanded, their businesses will be expanded, and they will employ a lot of people. Because mind you, there's always a limitation as to how many people the government can employ at a given time. Number two, the collective Ghanaian society needs to change our behavior towards non-white collar jobs. It's high time we change our behavior. Things have changed in the industrial age, in the 19th century, in the 20th century. We are now in the 21st century. So the rules of engagement are not the same. Finally, the first point that I made, we need to commission public sector employment audits. And as we do that as a nation, we will come to realization of where the unemployment gaps are, where we have to be strategic, and where we need to, be innovative. We need to do that. Thank you for watching us on Pali Online. You can visit our YouTube channels at Pali Global and Facebook page at Pali Global. Subscribe now. Share this page. Thank you for having me.